Hello, and thank you for joining us for Read Across Oklahoma at the Oklahoma City Zoo. My name is Erica Buckwalter, and I'm the Education Programs Manager here at the zoo. But today, I'm going to be your host for Read Across Oklahoma. We've created a fun video for you to watch, and we've invited some special guests to read a few of their favorite books, including Oklahoma author Dennis Mathew, who wrote this year's feature book, My Wild First Day of School. We have a few surprises for you too. Plus, you'll get to see some of your favorite animals at the Oklahoma City Zoo. Now, who's ready to jump into a good book or two and explore the zoo? Come on! Welcome to the zoo's Children's Zoo. This popular place is home to all kinds of animals like goats, sheep, and our spider and squirrel monkeys. Want to know something interesting about monkeys? They have a special tail that is prehensile. That science word means that I can grab onto things with my tail, like branches and even food. Now, let's hear from our first friends from the Metro Library System who are going to share some of their favorite books as well as a couple wild, fun songs.
Hi, I'm Larry White. I'm the Executive Director at the Metropolitan Library System, and today I'm going to be reading a book to you, The View at the Zoo, written by Kathleen Long Bostrom and illustrated by Guy Francis. Rise and shine. Attention, please. Monkeys, get down from those trees. Wake your cubs up, Mrs. Bear. Mr. Lion, comb your hair. Elephant, please wipe your nose. Pink flamingos, be on your toes. All giraffes, please stand up straight. That's more like it. You look great. All is ready. Come on in. Let the day of fun begin. My, what silly things all these creatures at the zoo. Walking on all kinds of feet, dancing to an inner beat. Babies riding on their backs, on their bellies, snug in sacks. Hear the silly sounds they speak as they howl and squawk and shriek. And how they can eat. They never stop. That one looks like it's about to pop. You see them prance and primp and preen, trying to stay neat and clean. Some of them are quite a fright. Watch your fingers, they might bite. Sun is setting in the sky. Everybody say goodbye. Please go home so that we can sleep. It's time for us to count our sheep. Woo, they're leaving. Off they go. They all put on quite a show. What a hoot. Folks have no clue the view that we have here at the zoo. The end. If you've enjoyed The View at the Zoo, we have thousands of other books that are just as fun and just as exciting. And we have audiobooks and videos and downloadable items, all available at your local library location here in the metro area.
Hi, my name is Mary West with the Metropolitan Library System. Today we're going to be doing a zoo-themed story time. But first we have to sing our welcome song. So feel free to sing along with me. We're going to clap our hands and slap our knees. It's called Bread and Butter. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as slow as we can. Hello! Now, do you know what the opposite of slow is? Let's do it really fast. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as fast as we can. Hello, 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 hello. 2 more times. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as quiet as we can. Hello. And 1 more time as loud as we can. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as loud as we can. Hello, hello. Now, our next song, we're going to pat along and get a beat going. Can you pat along with me? This song is called When Lions Get Up in the Morning. When lions get up in the morning, they always say hello. When lions get up in the morning, they always say hello. And what do they say? Roar! And that is what they say. Now, when snakes get up in the morning, do you know what a snake says? When snakes get up in the morning, they always say hello. When snakes get up in the morning, they always say hello. And what do they say? Hiss! and that is what they say. Our first story is The Seals on the Bus by Lenny Hort, illustrated by G. Brian Karras, with permission from Macmillan Publishers. Now, this song may sound familiar, so feel free to sing along. The seals on the bus go arp, 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 arp. The seals on the bus go arp, 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 all around the town. The tigers on the bus go roar, 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 roar. The tigers on the bus go roar, 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 all around the town. And the geese on the bus go honk, 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 honk. The geese on the bus go honk, 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 all around the town. And the rabbits on the bus go up and down, up and down, up and down. The rabbits on the bus go up and down, all around the town. The monkeys on the bus go ee, 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 ee. The monkeys on the bus go ee, 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 all around the town. And the vipers on the bus go hiss, 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 hiss. The vipers on the bus go hiss, 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 all around the town. Now the sheep on the bus go ba, 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 ba. The sheep on the bus go ba, 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 all around the town. The skunks on the bus go s, 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 s. The skunks on the bus go s, 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 all around the town. Now the people on the bus go help, 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 help. The people on the bus go help, 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 all around the town. The end. Our next song is called A Hippopotamus Got on a City Bus. So can you slap your knees with me? A hip, a hip, a hippopotamus got on a city bus. And all the people on the bus said, "Move over, you're squishing us." Our next song is to the tune of If You're Happy and You Know It, so feel free to sing along. If you want to be a monkey, jump up high. If you want to be a monkey, jump up high. If you want to be a monkey, if you want to be a monkey, if you want to be a monkey, jump up high. And if you want to be a parrot, flap your wings. If you want to be a parrot, flap your wings. If you want to be a parrot, if you want to be a parrot, if you want to be a parrot, flap your wings. And if you want to be a lion, roar out loud, roar. If you want to be a lion, roar out loud, roar. If you want to be a lion, if you want to be a lion, if you want to be a lion, roar out loud, roar. Our next story is Zoo-Ah-Choo by Peter Mandel, illustrated by Elwood Smith, with permission from Holiday House Publishers. It was a sleepy Sunday at the city zoo. The hippos were slow, low and slow. The sloth was asleep, deeply asleep. Even the seal swam slowly. It was a slow zoo show. But suddenly, something unsleepy, a long, loud sound flew through the zoo. It was a zoo-ah-choo. Where did it come from? From the snow leopard. What did he do? He went ah-choo. It was a leopard sneeze, just one. But the African elephant heard the sound. She raised her trunk. Foo! Elephant sneeze, stand back. A tree was down. A fence was flat. The zoo-ah-choo was catching. The hippo in his mud bath felt a tickle in his nose. Oh, the zookeeper came running with nose drops and a giant tissue. But too late. Kabarum! Ooh, the hippo's sneeze erupted. It made a mud volcano. Oh no, cried the zookeeper. Mud was covering the animals. Is that a chocolate giraffe? Asked a visitor. Look at that geyser of mud. But when the mud began to crack, sneezed the giraffe. Chunks of chocolatey gunk rained down everywhere. People put up umbrellas. The zookeeper tried wiping zebras with spray cleaner. And even the sloth woke up and found his washcloth to scrub. The seals sudsed and rinsed. The zoo was hard at work until, all at once, the whiskers on every single seal felt tickly. Ka-vroom! It was a 12 seal sneeze. All 12 zoo seals, all at once. The seal pond splashed up high like a gusher, gushing rings and rubber balls. Is that Old Faithful? Asked a visitor. The zookeeper knew he had to act and act fast. Flamingos were floating. Foxes were fishing. The polar bear hung onto his iceberg. It was not a slow zoo day at all. The zookeeper got the African elephant to refill the seal pond. And then he called the large animal vet. What did the animal doctor do? He made every zoo animal drink a super fizzy sneeze solution. Is that root beer? Asked a visitor. It was a fizzy sneeze solution. No more zoo-ah-choo. All was quiet at the city zoo. The seals swam slowly. The sloth was again asleep. Until, what was that? It was the snow leopard. Definitely not a sneeze, and not a burp, but a leopard's yawn. Just one, but it might be catching. But did anyone hear it? Did the elephant? Did the hippo? Did you? The end. Our next song is called 5 Elephants in the Bathtub. So can you show me your one elephant? We're going to count up to 5. Show me your one. One elephant in the bathtub, going for a swim. Knock, knock, splash, splash, come on in. Now there's 2 elephants in the bathtub, going for a swim. Knock, knock, splash, splash, come on in. Now there's 1, 2, there's 3 whole elephants in the bathtub, going for a swim. Knock, knock, splash, splash, come on in. My goodness, can you believe that there's 4 elephants in the bathtub, going for a swim? Knock, knock, splash, splash, come on in. Now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elephants in the bathtub, going for a swim. Knock, knock, splash, splash. They all fell in. That bathtub could not handle 5 whole elephants. Our next story is Monkey and Me by Emily Gravett, with permission from Simon & Schuster. Monkey and me, monkey and me, monkey and me. We went to see some, let's guess what animal they went to see. Some penguins. Look at all those black and white penguins. He has a fish in his mouth. Monkey and me, monkey and me, monkey and me. We went to see some, what animal jumps up and down? Some kangaroos. Look at those kangaroos. They have a joey in their pouch. They have a baby kangaroo with them. Monkey and me, monkey and me, monkey and me. We went to see some, what animal hangs upside down? Some bats. Look at all those bats flying around. Monkey and me, monkey and me, monkey and me. We went to see some, what do you think? Some elephants. Look at the baby elephant pulling on its mom's tail. Monkey and me, monkey and me, monkey and me. We went to see some, can you guess? Some monkeys. Look at all those silly monkeys. They're chittering and chattering. Monkey and me, monkey and me, monkey and me. We went to sleep. They had a long day. The end. Thank you so much for joining me at Storytime today. Now we're going to sing our goodbye song, and it's bread and butter 4 times. Can you clap your hands and slap your knees again with me? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as slow as we can. Goodbye. Now, do you remember the opposite of slow? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as fast as we can. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. 2 more times, really quiet. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as quiet as we can. Goodbye, shh, goodbye. 1 more time as loud as we can. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as loud as we can. Goodbye, goodbye, everyone.
Hi, friends. My name is Miss Amy, and I'm the children's librarian at Almonte Library. I hope you come see us sometime. I wanted to teach you some songs, and while we're talking, I'd like to think about what ways do animals talk? What kinds of sounds do they make? I bet you can help me out. We're also going to think about how do animals move their bodies? I bet you can help me with that too. I brought some animal friends with me. Let's see if you can figure out what kind of sounds they make. Here's my first friend. You're right, he's a lion. He's got his mouth open really wide, doesn't he? And here's a word down here that says his name. It says lion. What does a lion say? You're right, a lion roars. Okay, let's sing our song. It goes like this. I can hear the lions roaring at the zoo. Roar, roar. I can hear the lions roaring at the zoo. Roar, roar. I can hear the lions roaring. I can hear the lions roaring. I can hear the lions roaring at the zoo. Roar, roar. You did such a nice job. Let's see if you can figure out what our next animal says. It's a snake. You don't have to be scared, though. Most snakes aren't any trouble at all. What sound do snakes make? You're right. They say S. Oh, look. Snake's name is right here. S-N-A-K-E. And S makes the same sound as a snake does. It says S. We say that as a hiss. So here we go. You can hear the snakes hissing at the zoo. Sss. You can hear the snakes hissing at the zoo. Sss. You can hear the snakes hissing. You can hear the snakes hissing. You can hear the snakes hissing at the zoo. Sss. Let's see who's next. It's a big brown bear. Oh my goodness. Here's his name. Bear, B-E-A-R, and here he is up here. You're right. Bears do like to growl. Can you give me your best bear growl? That's a great growl. Here we go. You can hear the bears growling at the zoo. You can hear the bears growling at the zoo. You can hear the bears growling. You can hear the bears growling. You can hear the bears growling at the zoo. Oh my goodness. You guys kind of scared me a little bit. You were growling so loud. Ooh. Who's that? Looks a little bit like a dog. I think it's a wolf. One thing that both dogs and wolves do is howl. But wolves howl a lot more than dogs do. Here's his name down here, W-O-L-F. Wolf. Can you howl? Let me hear your best howl. Oh, wow. You guys do really good howls. Here we go. You can hear the wolves howling at the zoo. Oh, woo! You can hear the wolves howling at the zoo. Woo, woo! You can hear the wolves howling. You can hear the wolves howling. You can hear the wolves howling at the zoo. Woo, woo! Wonder who's next. Bye, wolf. It's a little frog. This is a silly looking frog, isn't it? There's a frog. F-R-O-G, frog. And a frog says ribbit or croak. We're going to say croak when we sing this time. Can you let me hear the sound croak? Great croaking. Here we go. You can hear the frog croaking at the zoo. croak. You can hear the frog croaking at the zoo. Croak, croak. You can hear the frog croaking. You can hear the frog croaking. You can hear the frog croaking at the zoo. Croak, croak. Oh my goodness. You guys did such a good job singing that song. Can you put your hand in the air? Good job. Put it on your back. Give yourself a pat and say, good job, me. You did a great job. I have another song to sing with you. And this one is about how animals move. You like to run. You like to skip, hop, jump, climb. Sometimes you walk quietly. When you're being sneaky, you tiptoe. Let's see what animals do. Here's an elephant. Do you think elephants tiptoe? I don't know. That would be pretty funny to see, wouldn't it? Well, our elephant's gonna stomp. Can you stomp with your hands like this? All right, here we go. If I were an elephant, an elephant, an elephant. If I were an elephant, I'd stomp around the zoo. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Let's see who else I have. I have a monkey, and he's hanging upside down and eating a banana. Monkeys like to move around through the trees. They swing from one tree to the other tree, and we are going to swing around the zoo. Are you ready? Here we go. If I were a monkey, a monkey, a monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd swing around the zoo. Good swinging. All right. Oh, here we have a sea lion. Sea lions like to dive and they like to swim. And sometimes they even flap their flippers like this and clap. Can you clap like a sea lion? If I were a sea lion, a sea lion, a sea lion. If I were a sea lion, I'd clap around the zoo. Good clapping. I love it. Okay, we have one more animal left. Let's see who it is. Oh, it's a little duck. Ducks like to dive under the water. They like to float, and they like to waddle around. This duck is in the water, and you know, when ducks swim in the water, they splash. Can you splash like this? Here we go. If I were a little duck, a little duck, a little duck. If I were a little duck, I'd splash around the zoo. You did it! Thank you so much for singing with me today.
Did you know the zoo is home to over 1,000 animals? Our animal family includes wildlife from all over the world and our own state, Oklahoma. Here in our Oklahoma Trails exhibit, you'll see mountain lions, grizzly bears, and even deer. Did you know that our 2 male grizzly bears are named Will and Wiley after 2 famous Oklahomans, Will Rogers and Wiley Post? I am very excited to introduce you to our next guest reader from Metro Tech, who will be reading a story about a grizzly bear.
Hi, I'm Kayleen Wicker, the Site Director at Information Technology Center at Metro Tech, and I am here today to read you How Grizzly Found Gratitude. And it is written by Dennis Mathew and illustrated by Taylor Barron. Once upon a time, Grizzly lost in the wild. He could not find his way home no matter how hard he tried. He still kept searching, but he came sad, lonely, and weary. One day, when he couldn't take another step, he stopped to catch his breath. Seeing the resting grizzly, Bird stopped by. "Hey friend, I've never seen you around here. Are you a new neighbor?" she asked curiously. "No, Bird, I was looking for food and wandered far from home. Now I'm lost," Grizzly admitted defeatedly. "Oh my, how long have you been lost?" Bird wondered. "I honestly don't know. I lost all track of time," Grizzly answered sadly. "Hey, I know just the thing that will cheer you up," Bird said, and flew off in a flurry. Grizzly did not know what to expect, but he followed her anyway. Bird flew and flew with Grizzly carefully pawing behind her, and soon they came up upon a bear's favorite treasure. There, hanging from a huge tree, hidden in plain sight, was an abandoned honeycomb, drenched with Grizzly's favorite, ooey gooey golden honey. Grizzly stood tall and gleeful, threw his face into the honeycomb, devouring every drop that he could slurp, sip, drink, and chew. He was full, oh so full. Grizzly licked his fingertips. Yum, that was scrumptious. He tasted just like the honey back home, he said. What was home like? Bird asked. Oh, you wouldn't believe it, Grizzly said, as fond memories of his home flooded his mind. So much honey, and all the berries and fruit I could eat. Some days I would jump into rivers and catch big fish. Other days, my friends and I would wrestle in honey, slipping and sliding around. What I wouldn't give to be there right now. Bird comforted Grizzly. Well, one thing I've learned is, even when things don't go our way, if we have gratitude, we can be happy. Gratitude? Does it taste like honey? Grizzly questioned. No, Grizzly, it's not something you eat. Does it fly like you? Does it scratch its back on a tree like me? No, Grizzly, it's not a living thing like you and me either. Gratitude means to be thankful, Bird enlightened the bear. It turns out that the bird's friends were not too far away. They were soon about to meet her burly new friends. Well, what do I even have to be thankful for? Grizzly did not sound happy. I have absolutely lost everything. Bird listened to the anger, the sadness, and the hurt in his voice. She gently consoled him. There was a time when I did not know these woods. I was a young bird without a home as well. But that was before I found my friends. The squirrels helped me find a home. Wolf and owl kept watch over me at night, and beaver and badger helped me find food. Life can be hard sometimes, but having gratitude can make the journey easier, Bird said. Grizzly thought for a moment, I guess I can be thankful for the cave I found while I was wandering lost. At least I don't have to search for a place to stay. I'm also thankful for honey. I am sure glad I'm not hungry. But most importantly, I am really happy that I'm not alone, that I have someone to talk to and someone to listen. Bird could see it. Grizzly was starting to have a change of heart. Bird, I'm sorry I was rude. I've been sad for a long time that I guess I just got angry. And sometimes I forget to be kind. You're forgiven, my friend, Bird kindly replied. They were watching the sunset in the distance. Tomorrow's a new day. And sometimes we all need a fresh start. Bird's gratitude rubbed off on Grizzly. He became happier the more he was around Bird and her friends. Days, weeks, months, and seasons went by. Grizzly still remembered where he was from, but he was also getting comfortable in his new environment. Together, they all started going on new adventures. Grizzly taught his friends to fish, to play honeycomb toss, and dodge the dirt. Bird's friends showed Grizzly their ways too. Grizzly tried to eat like the squirrels, howl like a wolf, stay awake like an owl, chew wood like a beaver, and even eat bugs like Badger. One day when they were exploring, the group felt thirsty. As they searched for water, they came up on a roaring river. While they were quenching their thirst, Bird saw something in the distance. She looked closely and was suddenly shocked. She whispered, "Grizzly." Grizzly looked up and could not believe his eyes. Far away was a sleuth of grizzlies fishing. Grizzly just didn't know them, but for the first time in a long time, he was seeing other grizzlies. It reminded him of his old home. Bird even had an idea. Maybe they can help you find your way back home. Was Grizzly going to stay, or was he going to leave? His friends wondered. They were getting ready to leave when one of the bears spotted Grizzly and his friends. "Hey, what are you doing over there? Come join us," he hollered and walked over to Grizzly. "Just spending time with my family," Grizzly replied. The visiting bear looked confused. "What about you all?" Grizzly inquired. "Oh, just looking for some fish. We were just about to leave." "Well, come again sometime. There's lots of honey around here too," Grizzly added. "Sounds like a plan." The departing Grizzly agreed. "See you next time." As the sleuth started leaving, Bird could not believe what happened. "Why didn't you ask them to help you find your home?" she asked Grizzly. With the slightest smile and gleam in his eye, Grizzly replied, "This is my home. This is where I belong, with all of you." Grizzly's friends gathered around in a sweet embrace. The once lost Grizzly now had a family. "Home is not just a place," Grizzly added. "Home is also who you are with." And in the end, Grizzly found gratitude, and it was gratitude that helped Grizzly find a new home. The end.
Wow, what a fun book about a grateful grizzly. Plus, it was another book written by our featured author, Dennis Mathew. Not only is the zoo home to these native animals from Oklahoma, we're also home to a lot of small animals, like bunnies and squirrels. Have you ever seen a squirrel at the zoo? I bet you have. Many of these chunky, cute characters can certainly find a home here at the zoo. You can see them bouncing along the pathways, climbing trees, and even visiting some of our animal family. Squirrels actually have an important role in the food web, serving as an important food source for a lot of non-human predators, including snakes, coyotes, hawks, and owls. So why all the chatter about squirrels? Well, the next book you're going to enjoy is called Oh Nuts. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Delisa Pettis. I am a store director at Target. Today, I will be reading Oh Nuts by Tammy Sauer, illustrated by Dan Kroll. Cutesy, Blinky, and Bob lived at the zoo. They whooshed through the grass. They darted up the trees and zipped over branches, but nobody paid any attention to them. Day after day, it was the same old thing. Ooh, look at the tiger. Wow, watch the elephant. Cool, check out the koala. Blah, blah, blah. The chipmunks tried to ignore it. But when the sloth got groupies, oh, nuts! They needed a plan. Cutesy thought as she fluffed her fur. Blinky thought as he tapped his foot. And Bob, he pretty much just sat there. Ooh, I know, said Cutesy. Let's give ourselves makeovers. The chipmunks raided the lost and found and added just the right accessories. Then struck a pose, but everyone was too busy watching the zebras chew grass to notice. Cutesy thought harder as she filed her nails. Blinky thought even harder as he drummed an acorn. And Bob, he pretty much sat there. At last, Blinky grinned, like, wow, dudes, music is the answer. The chipmunks spiked their fur and grabbed some gear. then rocked the park, but everyone was too busy watching the giraffes flick bugs to notice. Cutesy thought extra hard as she twirled her whiskers. Blinky thought extra hard as he strummed his guitar. And Bob, well, you know, chipmunks, said Cutesy. It's time to play hardball. They outran the cheetah. They outstared the owl. And outswam the piranhas. And for good measure, outzipped the poison dart frog. But everyone was too busy watching the possum play dead to notice. Then a miracle happened. Bob had an idea. He sprang to his feet. I got it! And he shared his plan. The chipmunks scrambled between the bars and took their places, then wowed the crowd. Zoo style. Cutesy chewed on grass, and Blinky flicked bugs, and Bob pretty much just played dead. They were great. They were awesome. They were so over the paparazzi. Well, except for Bob. Cutesy, Blinky, and Bob lived at the zoo. Nobody paid any attention to them, and that was just fine. The pigeons, however, they had plans of their own.
Okay, friends, are you ready for a book to get you moving and grooving? Let's get ready for Chicken Dance. You're getting ready to virtually meet Marge and Lola, chickens on a mission, to get tickets to the Elvis Poultry Show. Oh, does that sound like a wild tale? Now it's time to cluck and roll.
Hi everyone, my name's Sarah. I am the HR executive at our Target at Yukon, and today I'm going to be reading Chicken Dance. So we're going to learn today if the chickens can win. We start off with a poster that they find. So tonight, the Barnyard Talent Show. Grand prize is going to be tickets to Elvis Poultry Concert, the final doodle-doo. Marge and Lola took one look at the poster on the barn door and almost lost their cluck. Elvis Poultry was top bird. They had to win those tickets. The ducks paraded by. Don't bother, drumsticks. Ducks win every year. All a chicken can do is balk, flap, and shake. Marge and Lola ignored the quackers and tested out their talents. Bowling was out, so was juggling, and tightrope walking. We could try flying, Marge said. Lola grinned. Flying chickens. Now that's talent. The chickens scrambled to the top of the coop. They jumped, they fluttered. They sank into the hay up to their wattles. The ducks flew by. Bail out chickens, they called down below. Marge and Lola dusted themselves off and shook hay from their feathers. Now what? Asked Lola. We could try swimming, said Marge. Lola nodded. Swimming chickens, now that's talent. The chickens tottered to the pond. They jumped, they fluttered, they totally sank. The ducks swam by. Get some floaties, chickens. Marge and Lola waded ashore and spit water from their beaks. Any other big ideas? Said Lola. Marge stared at the setting sun. Too late, it's showtime. We'll have to wing it. The chickens bumbled to the barn, found their seats, and settled in for the show. The goats ate a tractor and scored a 7. Not bad, said Marge. The pigs formed a pyramid and scored an 8. I've seen better, said Lola. cows jumped over the moon. That's old, said Lola. We can still win this thing. Suddenly, trumpets sounded. The crowd gasped. The ducks grabbed their boards and hit the water. They scored a 9. The barnyard went wild. Smirking at the chickens, the ducks flounced back to their seats. We're on, said Marge. We're doomed, said Lola. The chickens shuffled on stage. They blinked at the crowd and gulped. What's the matter? Yelled a duck. Are you chicken? They put the chickens in the foul mood. They balked. They flapped. They shook. More, 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 the crowd chanted. Marge and Lola looked at each other. But we're just doing regular chicken stuff, Marge whispered. Regular chicken stuff? Now that's talent. Lola grabbed a mic. Let's balk and roll. The chickens balked and flapped and shook all over the stage. They scored an 8.5. Losers, the ducks called as they plucked the tickets from the prize table. Ducks rule. Marge and Lola gazed at the tickets and wiped their eyes. Then from the top of the barn, a voice crooned, "You chicks rocked." A rooster swooped to the stage. You had me all shook up. Elvis Poultry was in the building. Elvis smoothed his crest. I could use an act like yours. Before Marge and Lola could say a word, duck feathers flew. The ducks lunged at the chickens when thunk, 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 the cows came home, scoring a perfect 10. The next day, a new poster was tacked on every barn in the countryside. Elvis Poultry and the Chicken Dancers. The Big Bok Bakok. 50 barns in 50 days, coming to a farm near you. The end.
Okay, so that story really got me dancing. Woohoo! Reading is so much fun, and I just love hearing new stories and meeting new characters. Now, speaking of characters, the main characters in this next book are two unlikely friends, a shark and a minnow, or like we like to call them, Nugget and Fang. Now, the Zoo Stingray Bay is a place where you can find some of our stingrays and sharks living together just like so many ocean life species. Let's dive into Nugget and Fang.
Hi, so my name is Lily. I work at Target in Norman in the beauty department, and today I'm going to be reading Nugget and Fang by Michael Slack and Tammy Sauer. In the deep, deep ocean lived two best friends, Nugget and Fang, and they did everything together. They swam over, glug. They swam under, glug, glug. And they swam all around, glug, glug, glug. Life was close to perfect. Until it was time for Nugget to go to school. Okay, here he is, he's going off to school, love it, education king. On Monday, Nugget was busy with reading. Today's story is about 3 little minnows and a big bad shark. A big bad shark? Ha, said Nugget, impossible. Nugget was busy with math. You know, 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4. But if there were 10 minnows and a shark came along and ate 4 of them, how many minnows are left? Is this a trick question? A shark would never do that, said Nugget. So true. And Nugget was busy with science. Sharks are scary, and here's the proof. The stuff on that poster isn't true, said Nugget. My best friend is a shark. Have you lost your gills? Sharks and minnows can't be friends. Hello, sharks eat minnows. Nugget was shocked and apparently delicious. That afternoon, Nugget explained it all to Fang. Sharks are toothy. Sharks are scary. Sharks and minnows can't be friends. Sounds fishy to me, said Fang. It's true, see? Said Nugget. He held up his chest, and then he swam far, far away. Fang's heart sank. There was nothing he could do about being toothy, but he needed his best buddy back, and he had to prove he wasn't scary. On Tuesday, Minnie Minnows had a surprise visitor, a very big surprise visitor. The visitor gave Nugget his friendliest smile. Shark! Swim for your lives! Oh my algae, said Nugget. It's Fang! On Wednesday, Fang tried a different approach. Dear Nugget, I would like to have you over for dinner. Sincerely, Fang. He wants to eat you for dinner! Holy mackerel, said Nugget. On Thursday, Fang tried everything he could think of. A tattoo, a special delivery, you're fantastic, a song and dance, but nothing worked. On Friday, Fang was out of ideas, all alone. He swam over, blub. He swam under, blub, blub. He swam all around, blub, blub, thump. Life was not even close to perfect. Fang was so busy boo-hooing, he didn't even notice a net drop. Down, 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 right on the Minnie Minnows. I feel seasick. Oh no, we're the catch of the day. The net pulled up, up, up. Somebody help! Fang squinted. Nugget? He had to do something, but what? Fang fanned his gills and wrung his fins, and then Fang had a plan. Danger, shark-sided, big, sharp teeth. Fang's big, sharp teeth chomped. Fang's big, sharp teeth chewed. Fang saved the Minnie Minnows. All the minnows stared. I know, said Fang. I'm toothy, too scary, too shark. Wait! Nugget swam towards Fang. There were 10 minnows, and a very special shark came along. How many friends are there? There's only one answer. In the deep, deep ocean lived 11 friends. They swam over, glug. They swam under, glug, glug. And they swam all around, glug, glug, glug. And everyone was all smiles, especially you know who.
It's been a doggone exciting event so far, wouldn't you say? And we still have a couple more stories to go. This next story is about Winston, the farm dog, who must find out what happened to some missing apples. We're here at the zoo's African painted dog habitat. These wild dogs are endangered, and the zoo is working with a conservation partner, the Painted Dog Research Trust in Africa, to help conserve these species and their habitats. Ready to meet Winston and hear more about these missing apples? Stay tuned.
Hi farm friends, my name is Lauren Denny and welcome to the Simply Country Ranch, where we're going to share a very special story with you today called Winston and the Missing Apples. One thing that makes our book unique is that we have a QR code throughout the book. You can use your iPad or your iPhone to scan the QR code, and it brings you up to a video so that you can see the animals in real life and learn a little bit more about our farm animals. Let's get started. It's harvesting day. Come on, Farmer Ben, let's go to the orchard. Winston's favorite part of harvesting day is when Farmer Ben shares the leftover apples with all the friends on the farm. Winston and Farmer Ben enter the apple orchard. Someone has eaten the apples! Do you see those apples on the ground? I wonder who did it. Winston, if someone keeps eating the apples, I don't know if there'll be apples enough for everyone to share. Can you help me solve the case of the missing apples? Winston thinks, where should I look? The farm is so big that apples could be everywhere. thinking really hard. Do you see his eyebrows? I wonder where he's gonna look. Mr. Rupert and the sheep call out, "Good morning, Winston. We are headed to the pasture. Would you like to come with us?" "I can't this morning, guys. I have to find the missing apples." Winston replies, "Do you know anything about missing apples, Rupert?" "No, I don't, but I bet the chickens do." Here's Rupert. He is a smiling sheep. And there's some more of his friends, and Winston is trying to figure out where are the missing apples going to lead him. Let's see if we can meet the chickens next. The chickens were in the orchard just as Rupert said they would be. "Hey ladies, have you seen anyone in the orchard eating apples?" "Sorry, Winston. We haven't, but we will help you look." Look at this little chicken, even has sunglasses on, trying to figure out where. His picture is trying to help him understand who is eating the apples or what they look like. Oh, I have another chicken over here. Looking at the ground, I see them eating apples. They're peeking over the bushes. They're going on a scavenger hunt. I found another! It looks like a trail leading into the willow tree, cried Harriet. "Come on, ladies, let's see where the trail leads." "Oh no! You're crazy if you think I'm going in there," Dorothy says. Ethel warns, "Be careful, Winston." Martha covers her eyes. "I can't watch." I wonder if Winston's afraid. "Well, if you're too scared to go in, I'll go in by myself. Farmer Ben is counting on me." Winston looks back at the chickens. He seems like he's going to be really brave. Okay, let's see what happens. Winston musters up all of his courage and he steps into the willow tree. Martha turns her back and whispers, "He's so brave." Several minutes pass in silence, and the chickens are beginning to worry. It's been too long. Should someone go in and get Farmer Ben? What are we going to do? These chickens have really worried faces. Just then, Mr. Rupert and the sheep come over and they say, "What's going on?" Martha shrieks, "It's Winston! He went under the willow tree!" Fanny gasps, "Doesn't he know a monster is in there?" "Oh no, a monster? I've never seen one of those before." Just then, a loud crash comes deep from within the willow tree. "Run!" Winston is running so fast. I see all of the farm friends. They're shocked. I wonder what kind of monster it is. I'm kind of afraid to look. Winston races to find Farmer Ben. "Come quick! It's a monster! A monster has been taking the apples! It's hiding under the willow tree." Farmer Ben drops his buckets and he heads straight for the tree. Oh my gosh, I see Winston. He's trying to tell Farmer Ben, "Come quick, come quick." Sometimes my dog does that. Farmer Ben steps into the willow tree. A few minutes later, Farmer Ben calls out, "There's no monster. It's just Ruby." Ruby doesn't look like a monster. She has horns, long hair, but she's a cow. A cow is eating the apples. Ruby peeks her head out of the branches. Winston says, "Ruby, you're not supposed to be in there. Let's go get you back to the rest of the fold." A fold is a group of cows. Sometimes you can call them a herd. As Winston and Ruby are walking back, they see all the other Scottish Highland coos. waiting at the fence for harvesting day. Winston, do you have any apples to share with us? I don't think we'll have enough apples to share this year. Here are the rest of the cows. Scottish Highlands are called coos. These cows come in a lot of different colors, and I see all of them. They really are excited for apples at this time. Darla huffs. Why not? Ruby whispers, I'm sorry, but I ate the apples. I see Ruby, she's eating all of the apples. She looks like she's really enjoying those apples. I wonder how that's gonna make others feel. Lola begins to cry. I was really looking forward to eating the apples. Maggie states, that's okay. We will get apples next year. And the fold walks away. That was a nice thing to say, comforting your friend. I really love apples, but I didn't think about leaving enough for everyone else. What should I do? Ruby asks Winston. It is important to think of others. I'll ask Farmer Ben if we can share some of the apples he's taking to the market. I'll be right back. I wonder what Farmer Ben is going to say. Moments later, Farmer Ben and Winston return with a bucket of apples. Ruby says to Farmer Ben, "Thank you for sharing your apples. I learned that it is important to put others first so we can all have a few apples to share." Just then, the fold runs back to the fence and everyone cheers as Farmer Ben and Winston pass out apples. Thank you, Farmer Ben, for sharing your apples with all the friends on the farm. Farmer Ben looks at Winston. We had quite the harvesting day. You were so helpful solving the case of the missing apples. I think we all learned how important sharing is. Winston says, we sure did. The illustrator is Marina Halleck, and the author is Ben and Lauren Denny from Simply Country Ranch.
Our next reader is a very special guest as he's our featured author, Dennis Mathew. Dennis is going to read his book, My Wild First Day of School, featuring lots of wildlife. He also has some original songs to share with you.
Hello, my name is Dennis Mathew. I am the author of My Wild First Day of School, illustrated by my friend Costa Gregory. I hope you enjoy it. On my first day of school, I'll say hi with a smile. I will leap, I will soar, land my parachute in style. On my first day of school, I'll wear my neon glasses. I will dribble, I will shoot, make zippy bounce passes. On my first day of school, I'll don my pretty dress. I will wave, I will pose, say hello to the press. On the first day of school, I'll love my acting lessons. I will be poetic, I'll be dramatic, grace the stage with my presence. On my first day of school, I'll sport my favorite shoes. I will skip, I will hop, show off my fancy moves. On my first day of school, I'll surely not rush. I will dab, I will mix, paint a portrait with my brush. On my first day of school, I'll eat food so yummy. I will munch, I will chow, put goodies in my tummy. On my first day of school, I'll read with rhythm and rhyme. I will dream, I will wonder, see new worlds all the time. On my first day of school, I'll gladly meet new friends. I will hug, I'll high five. Say, morning, ladies and gents. On my first day of school, I'll flutter my wings with pride. I'll make melodies, I'll make beats, make music come alive. On our first day of school, we'll make our anthem loud. We will chant, we will cheer, we'll make our teachers proud. And here's the last page, boys and girls. Make your first day of school your own kind of wild. Do what you love and do your best, and you'll shine bright, wild child. Thank you. When you're down, I'll be there by your side. I won't give up, I'll make sure you're alright. No matter the challenge, I will always be a friend. You can count on me to have your back. Welcome, welcome to family. Welcome, welcome to community. We have a place to belong. We have a place to belong. When you're down, I'll be there by your side. I won't give up, I'll make sure you're alright. No matter the challenge, I will always be a friend. You can count on me to have your back. Welcome, welcome to family. Welcome, welcome to community. We have a place to belong. We have a place to belong. We are one, we stick together. You are one of us, we stick together. We have a place to belong. We are one, we stick together. You are one of us, we stick together. We have a place to belong. Welcome, welcome to family. Welcome, welcome to community. We have a place to belong. Welcome, welcome to family. Welcome, welcome to community. We have a place to belong. Oh, we have a place to belong. We have a place to belong.
Well, it seems that we've come to the end of our Read Across Oklahoma adventure. On behalf of all of our sponsor partners, we hope you have enjoyed hearing these great books, singing and dancing with Dennis Mathew, learning new activities, and exploring the zoo with me. Until next year, keep reading, and we look forward to seeing you back here at the Oklahoma City Zoo.